to you.
Now, McDonald's workers have probably always wanted to supersize their wages that come with their McJobs. But in America, it appears they've had enough of their meagre portions. At the food chain's annual general meeting today, shareholders approved the boss's $9.5 million pay packet. Outside, at least 100 of their staff were arrested as they gathered to demand better wages. Right now, some McDonald's staff are paid not much more than the cost of a Big Mac meal per hour. But is their campaign for a bigger wage the start of something bigger? Here's Jim Reid.
For a second day, fast food workers in Chicago marched. These cleaners, cooks and till staff had a simple message for their bosses over the road. McDonald's employees in the US earn as little as £5 an hour, or $8. They want at least 15, fueling a national debate about pay inequality when many Americans are still struggling to make ends meet. In the hall opposite, McDonald's chief executive Don Thompson had his $9.5 million pay package approved with barely a whisper. 94% of shareholders voted in favour.
I think it's an outrage, and I stood with fast food workers this morning here in Chicago who understand that they have to keep pressing this corporation to respond to their demand, because while they confirmed that pay rate for the CEO, there's been no response whatsoever to the fact that people are working harder and harder. This corporation is earning record profits, and it makes different decisions around the globe.
Mary Kay Henry was one of around 100 arrested yesterday at another march to McDonald's corporate headquarters. Since the recession ended, lower wage jobs have grown 3 times faster than jobs that pay above that $15 mark. McDonald's won't reveal what it pays its average employee, other than to say it meets minimum wage requirements. America's national minimum wage is $7.25 an hour and has been since 2009. President Obama wants to raise that to $10.10, a move that's been blocked by Congress. But that's still a long way from the $15 an hour living wage the fast food workers are marching for. This isn't just a US phenomenon, though. Fast food workers in 33 countries protested last week against low pay and poor working conditions. Very different economies seem to be experiencing something very similar at the moment: populist pushes for a higher wage floor.
Whether it's the US or Switzerland or indeed Germany in its own way, you're seeing kind of mature economies, affluent societies where a large swathe of working people have missed out, they see, on economic growth before the crisis and have done badly since the crisis. And you're also seeing trade unions looking for a new way of kind of being relevant to the whole debate on pay. And the minimum wage is what they're latching on to, and that is part of the reason you're seeing this upsurge in radicalism, I think.
McDonald's insists it does pay a fair and competitive amount and gives young workers experience and the chance to move up. Many on the right of the debate claim a significant hike in the minimum wage will simply cost jobs.
So I have a huge amount of sympathy for the people who want to raise the minimum wage, because I think they have the right idea about what the problem is. The problem is low pay. What the wrong idea is the solution that they have, which is raising the minimum wage will create unemployment and actually probably over the long term reduce the rate of new jobs that are being created. The people who lose out are the ones who have no job at all. And I think that unemployment really is the worst evil here.
For workers surviving on $8 an hour, that might not mean much. Protesters in the US have made headlines over the last week. Whether the executives and politicians are really listening is another matter.